Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. We discuss 6 questions in 9 minutes because leaders know how to be concise. Let's go ahead and get started with our guest today. Our first question, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so my name is Andy Chopra, and thank you, Sean, for inviting me to the podcast. Uh, just a little bit of a background about myself. Uh, I'm actually originally from India. I have uh, studied in India, also did some education, my higher education in Germany. I did my MBA and PhD in economics there. I also had the opportunity to attend an online course at MIT on in fintech and blockchain. So that has really helped me to understand the newer technologies. And I have been actually a researcher, and I've been researching emerging technologies over the last 20 years, starting initially with the internet, of course, then with artificial intelligence, analytics, now mostly into blockchain. I am right now head of research at Edge 196 here in Sugarland, Houston, and also a co-founder and partner at Drishti.ai. We also, work for in the same areas of artificial intelligence, blockchain, those kind of services. I'm also an advisor to a company based in Dallas called iuseit.com. So that's like a brief about what I do.
Wow, you are busy. You've got a lot going on.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, thank you for being with us. Question number 2, what's the best thing about working with a team?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question, and of course, depends on personality. But when you have to get things done, it's better to be working in teams, especially in an organization, than working alone. So, working in a team is more fun than working alone. In a team, we learn amazing things from amazing people, and we get different perspectives of solving a problem. As we know, there are so many problems to be solved in a corporate environment, in a different environment, and it's always good to have different perspectives. People with different backgrounds can help solve multiple problems much faster.
Great response. Question number 3. I hear from other leaders of teams that it can be a challenge to get team members engaged. Tell me your thoughts.
Yeah, I think everyone, if you look at individuals, we work, we are different personalities and we work differently. And some people are extremely passionate, very fast. Some people are maybe think a little bit more, delve deeper into the issues and take their time. So I think the leaders have to be, sensitive about what drives people and how they actually, what is their working style. Then leaders need to ensure that they're giving the right resources to the team, and making every resource available to them to induce engagement. That's important. And I think leaders need to be creative to make things more interesting, work more interesting and challenging to get the engagement. If it becomes too monotonous, it's not really that exciting. And I think last is like leaders need to lead by example, to get the attention and to get the right kind of engagement from the team.
Great answers. I really like that, especially like the part about making sure that the resources are available to the team, because that's something that we overlook sometimes, is that they don't always have what they need to get their job done. So that's a great comment. Thank you so much for sharing those. Question number 4, what other piece of advice do you have for leaders of teams?
I think one of the important thing, which is very imperative, is the communication, which is the key. You want to keep the team motivated and towards the goals. So you want to definitely want to keep communicating the developments and the nitty gritties, as well as the giving the bigger picture to the whole team. Uh, I think important things, of course, we all have worked for a long time and we know how office politics works. So I think it's important for the leader, especially, to keep the office politics at bay and make sure that people are performing and not, getting into those kind of things. And I think the last important thing is that when teams see that people are rewarded based on merit, that sends a good signal that only good quality work and discipline, those kind of things, would be tolerated.
Mm, great responses. I appreciate those. Thank you. Question number 5. What other successful leaders of teams would you like to recognize that have had a positive influence in your life?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I have been, of course, being a researcher, I have also read a lot of books. And I think one of the most important and favorite books I read many years ago was from Jack Welch, who was the CEO of GE. And his book, Straight from the Gut, was a very powerful and bestseller, and in which he basically revolutionized the GE's entire corporate culture, with his distinctive management style, his individual appreciation of his 500 managers, and the commitment to an own informal but a driven work style, and the encouragement of candor. That was all part of the Welch approach, which he really had a great influence on me. I think another leader I would like to highlight here is Tony Hsieh from Zappos. I think the way he actually tried to keep his customers happy by keeping his employees happy, and how he you know his message was that the company culture is very important, how what kind of branding and messaging goes out in the public. So those are the, I think, two leaders that have really had great impact on my thinking.
Those are great examples. I appreciate you sharing those and recognizing those two individuals. I agree. They are great individuals that have taught us a lot about company culture and what can be accomplished when you really open that up for the employees. Last question. Tell us about your first job.
Right, that's an exciting one. Takes me more than 20 years ago. Actually, I started my work as in a travel agency. I actually come from a place called Agra. It's actually very popular throughout the world because of the Taj Mahal. And so I worked in the travel industry for a while. That was the first job, and it was very exciting because I got the opportunity to meet travelers from around the world, and foreigners, and that actually gave me the inspiration also to travel around the world, which I did, and I'm still doing. Of course, during the pandemic, we are all kind of hunkered down, but nevertheless had the opportunity to travel to more than 7 countries, and looking forward to more.
Oh, that's great. That's a great story. I like how that inspired you to travel. I like to travel as well, although I'm not nearly as well traveled as you are. So, but I appreciate the story nonetheless. Andy, thank you so much for being on the podcast. How can people find you?
People can find me by email. It's andychop75@gmail.com, or you can just search me on LinkedIn. Andy Chopra, should be easy to find. I think, yeah, that email and LinkedIn are the most popular channels these days for professionals. So I think that's how people can find me. Yeah.
Fantastic. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, go to teamengagementpodcast.com, and you can find more ideas on how to boost engagement in your organization. Again, that's teamengagementpodcast.com. We appreciate everybody joining us and listening in today. Have a great day.
Thank you.